I still hear the words, the way the officer leaned in, lowering his voice as if the air itself was wired. "Sir, I need you to listen to me carefully. Do not go home. Get somewhere safe." I froze, my hand resting on the dashboard. My wife shifted uncomfortably in the driver's seat, her knuckles white on the wheel. I asked him why. He glanced at her, then at me. His jaw flexed, and finally he slipped me a folded note instead of an answer. "Read it later," he muttered. The siren lights painted her face in red and blue, and in that flickering glow I noticed something new. Fear. Not fear of a speeding ticket, a different kind. A guilty kind. I slipped the note into my pocket and forced my voice steady. "Everything all right, officer?" His eyes flickered. Then he stepped back. "Drive safe." We pulled away in silence. For 10 years I believed in her, in us. We built a home, a marriage carved from routines. Coffee together at 7, texts at lunch. Late dinners, she claimed, were because of overtime. She was radiant in public, devoted in private. Or so I thought. I never questioned the small things. The new perfume I hadn't bought. The weekends she needed space. The sudden interest in jogging, even though she hated running. I defended her when friends raised doubts. "She loves me," I'd say. "I trust her. I was a fool." That night after she fell asleep, I slipped into the bathroom, locked the door, and finally opened the officer's note. 7 words, scrawled in hurried ink. "She isn't who she says she is." Underneath, a phone number. A detective's line. I didn't sleep. I just lay there staring at her silhouette under the sheets, wondering who exactly I had been sharing a bed with. The next day, I made the call. The detective's voice was low, cautious. "You need to understand she's been living 2 lives. She's tied to people you don't want to cross." He didn't give details, but he gave me enough: names, places, a timeline that shredded the last decade of my life into confetti. She wasn't working late. She wasn't running errands. She was running operations, money laundering, kickbacks, a web of crime she slipped into like a second skin. And me? I was the cover, the mask of normalcy she needed, but the cruelest part. She wasn't just hiding from me. She was preparing to disappear from me, the joint accounts drained in small increments, the house remortgaged behind my back. Every overtime shift was another nail in the coffin she built for my future. She was preparing to vanish, with someone else waiting on the other side. I didn't rage. I didn't confront her. That's what she would expect. Instead, I became silent, watchful, calculated. Every smile she gave me, I matched with one of my own, while in the background, I traced her every step. I installed discreet cameras in the house, tracked her phone when she went jogging, mirrored her emails. What I uncovered could have destroyed me, but instead, I turned it into a weapon: bank transfers to accounts under fake names, recordings of hushed conversations with men I'd never met, photographs of her slipping into hotel rooms she swore she'd never been near. I built a case, brick by brick, until her whole double life was stacked neatly in my hands. Then I prepared my revenge. First, I made sure my finances were safe. Quiet withdrawals, new accounts. She wouldn't get a cent. Second, I transferred the evidence to multiple secure locations, each with a timed release if something happened to me. Third, I reached out to the detective. I told him I wasn't just going to hand her in. I wanted her to fall, piece by piece, until she realized who orchestrated her collapse. He warned me, "If you go down this road, there's no coming back." I only had one answer. I never planned on coming back. It started small. She came home one night, tossed her purse on the counter, and froze when she saw the envelope. Inside, a photo of her and her partner in crime, time-stamped, location tagged, no note. Just proof that someone knew. I watched her unravel. Her laughter grew forced. She jumped at phone calls. She began checking over her shoulder, exactly as I wanted. The next week, I sent another envelope. Bank records, transactions in her handwriting. Then the third, a recording of her own voice, whispering plans in a hotel room. By the fourth, she stopped eating, stopped sleeping. She thought someone inside her circle was betraying her. She lashed out at allies, burned bridges, dug herself deeper into paranoia, and all the while, I smiled across the dinner table, asking about her overtime. The breaking point came on a rainy Thursday. She stormed into the kitchen, wild-eyed, holding the latest envelope. This one contained divorce papers, already signed by me. Assets already transferred out of her reach. You did this? Her voice shook. I leaned back in my chair, calm. Did what? Her hands trembled, the paper crumpling. You think you can ruin me? I stood, walked over and whispered into her ear. No, you ruined yourself. I just turned on the lights. That night the police came. Not for me, for her. The detective kept his promise. My evidence was airtight, and the people she once served wasted no time discarding her when her cover was blown. I watched from the doorway as they led her out in handcuffs, mascara streaked, eyes hollow. She didn't look at me once. In the weeks that followed, silence filled the house. People asked if I was all right. If I missed her, the truth, I felt nothing, not grief, not relief, just clarity. I had loved a ghost, a fabrication built on lies. The woman I thought I married never existed. And the real one? She was gone. Behind bars, or worse, once her old associates found her. Sometimes I wonder if she thinks of me in that cell. If she replays the moment she realized it was me pulling the strings all along. I hope she does, because for 10 years she played me. But in the end, I wrote the final move, and I don't regret a single thing.